Yeah, it was 77, 78 time
Thelma
frame.
Houston.
Well, that's one of them,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Bee Gees,
The
of
Bee
course,
Gees,
Saturday Night Fever, and all that stuff. Yeah, John Travolta. Oh, yeah. All right, we welcome to the program now that voice you heard, Lance Tolbert, host of Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Company High School Football Scoreboard Show and producer of the Gallo Show, the longest title in the SuperTalk Company.
I get to do the ag report today, too.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's going to be a new.
We'll add that to your resume here, your CV. All right, it's High School Football Friday, as they say. The season winding down. Tell us where we are.
We had a couple of state championships that were determined last night. The 1A 8-man, and if you've not ever watched 8-man football, that's something you want to tune into. It is very fun to watch. And Sharkey Issaquena came back last night. They were 11-1, playing Calhoun Academy 10-1. Sharkey got off to a bad start, and then they just had big play after big play, and they ended up taking the 1A state championship, and that was a fun one. So that was a championship crown last night at Jackson Academy, and now you also had another state champion crown last night, the 5A MAIS. All of those will be determined by Saturday. So all of your private school, independent schools will be determined by Saturday. But last night, 7 p.m., Adams Christian took on Simpson Academy. Adams Christian won that. They were 11-3. Simpson Academy had been playing some good ball, but wasn't able to hold off that ball game, and it just got a little separated out after a little bit. But again, it was just one of those, watching those games. You got state champions being crowned. Adams Christian won that 47-28. And so you got two of those out of the way, and so we'll move on to today. You have at Jackson Academy the Class 2A state championship at 10:30 a.m., the Breakfast Bowl. Newton County Academy, who's 12-1, is going to take on DeSoto, Arkansas, who's 11-0.
Wow.
It's a big-time game there. That'll determine the state champ for 2A. Class 4A will also be today at 3 p.m. Bowling Green, Louisiana, they're 9-3, and they'll play Tri-County Academy. That was kind of our favorite going in, I think, to this classification in 4A. Tri-County's had a heck of a season. They're 11-1, so we'll see how that one pans out. And then you'll fast forward to 7 p.m. for the 3A state championship, again at Jackson Academy. They're hosting all of those games other than the 6A. The Greenville St. Joe team, who's 8-3, take on Kirk Academy, who's 12-0. So another big-time game. Greenville St. Joe's had a good season, and Kirk has had an impeccable season. So we'll see if good and great merge up tonight and who happens to be the best. Saturday, you're going to fast forward, and everyone's going to want to pay attention to this game, I can assure you. It's at Mississippi College, so if you can't make it, I can assure you can find a live stream out there somewhere. But it's the 6A state championship. It's a rematch of Jackson Prep and Hartfield Academy. Jackson Prep lost that first game. It was a good game. Lost it, though. I think, redefined their season. I visited with Coach Goodwin and Coach Bowman at Hartfield, and I know this is a game they're looking forward to. Hartfield's kind of cruised through the season at 13-0, beating the mess out of everybody. Prep's had a little harder route to go, but they're extremely talented with a young quarterback in Puckett that will make you play some football to vend him. So that's going to round out what we have going on in the private school side, and we'll fast forward. There's been some, movement here. You got quarterfinals. All of this is going on tonight, November the 17th. The quarterfinals for 7A, Oxford and Starkville. Another little Egg Bowl battle. You got Tupelo and Madison Central. I know Bob is headed up to call that one. Another big-time matchup and a replay of another game that happened earlier in the season, Brandon and Pearl. That will be the third game in the quarterfinals. And then Meridian, who is my dark horse to win it all as a 4 seed. Not saying they're going to win it, but if a 4 seed can do it, Meridian has Oak Grove. And so if they can get through Oak Grove tonight, that's a big bite out of the apple. And so we're moving forward next week. All of these semifinals will be on the 24th next week, and that goes for all classifications. And the 6A, South Panola and Neshoba Central top tonight at 7. All these games are at 7 as well. Warren Central and Grenada. West Jones, who has had an amazing season, takes on a very difficult Terry team. And Picayune and Pascagoula, Battle of the Coastal guys. They will get back after it when Picayune is the defending state champ in that classification. Actually, we've been 5A last year. but they moved up to 6A, and so that's going to round out the quarterfinals for 6A. So we're in that time of year, as Dixon says, as the weather cools off, which it hasn't yet.
Right.
The action will heat up.
What about any players? I know I always like to ask you that. Any players that are evolving as being standout and whose stock has gone up as the season has progressed, getting a lot of attention from the next level?
There's so many good kids. It's like watching last night. You see guys that you haven't really gotten a chance to see play. There was a big number 77 last night for the. I'm trying to remember which team it was. I watched so much football. Let's see I think it was Adams County Christian. Their number 77. Defensive lineman. He owned the game. He was in the backfield the whole time. And Simpson has an amazing offense. But there's so many players that just keep popping up. Meridian's running back, Daniel Hill, amazing player. And we'll see how he fares against a very good Oak Grove team tonight. Oak Grove is loaded with talent. Their quarterback, Maddox, is a lefty, can sling it around. They have so much talent on that team. Brandon, loaded with talent. McQueen, a receiver you didn't hear much about early in the season, has absolutely lit up defenses lately. Landon Barnes has been connecting at quarterback. We could go on and on and on about the talent at every level of football in this state. Some of the matchups that you don't get to see a lot that, to me, I wish I got to watch a little bit more 1A football. Biggersville, West Lowndes, Baldwin, Vardaman, Simmons, Taylorsville, Velma Jackson is undefeated. They're a local team out there
Madison County.
Yeah, man.
Northeast part of the county.
Resurrection Catholic. There are players on all of these teams that, it's hard to get statistics for, but there's always 2 or 3 stars on those 1A teams and 2A teams that, it's just hard to get info. For next year, I'm going to do a better job of trying to find out rosters and get to more up-to-date stats, because those are challenges when you have 150-something games to pull off. But again, you get to that 2A slate where Hamilton, Charleston, Calhoun City, Union, Heidelberg, Collins, Raleigh, and Scott Central. But the one that really gets me is the 4A. It is a murderer's row of great teams with Caledonia and Louisville, Houston, West Lauderdale, Pass Christian and Columbia, Lawrence County and Poplarville. These are just remarkable programs that are going to be playing tonight in the semifinal round. And, it's sad. Somebody's got to lose one of these games, and obviously some are going to win. But Houston is loaded. Louisville is loaded. Columbia is loaded. It's just one team after another this season that have stood out and have either run the gauntlet or come pretty close. And then our guy, Garrison Davis, over at Holmes County Central, a quarterback that played at Ridgeland, had transferred out. His father, I believe, is a coach there. He has had an unbelievable season. They've been undefeated all year. They're going to have a tough opponent tonight in West Point. So Florence has Gaucher, a local team. Florence has had a great run. And then Laurel and Brookhaven, it's just one after another. But one kid that we always like to mention that has had a phenomenal season is Lunch Meat Lindsay, this guy we've been trying to get on the program. I believe he's a West Jones kid and just eats up running backs for a living, I think. So. That's going to about round out most of what I have for you today. We'll have some more as time passes. Next week we'll be in the semifinal round. It'll be heating up for Friday night, and by then all of the MAIS teams will have declared a champion.
Okay, MAIS will. All right,
yeah.
But
so MHSAA, all the publics will be in the semifinal round next week. We're in the quarters now, and then the championship December 1st, or through that range.
Semifinal. Lance, means North versus South champion. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Well, you'll have your North division will fight it out for the North, and then the South will fight it out for the South, and then you'll come to the championship where North and South will meet in December.
Okay.
So yeah,
gotcha. So whoever advances to the semifinals in the North, two teams in the North, two teams in the South, and then one of those will advance then to the final championship.
That's right.
Is that the following Friday or Saturday?
Yes. Well, you'll have December the 1st is when those commence, and let me double check December 1st
during that week.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, and Oxford is where you're going to be having those. Yes,
okay.
Sir. You have some December 2nd games as well. So I think it's December 1, 2, and 3, actually.
And where's the championships for 7A and so forth played this year?
They're going to be in Oxford. Yes, sir.
Because they rotate that, right?
They do. This will be Oxford's turn, and I think they've been in Hattiesburg the last couple of years.
That sounds right. Wow. Well, we got an exciting couple of weeks of high school football around the Magnolia State for sure. What time does our coverage start tonight?
6 o'clock. Well, normally that would be Will. So we'll fast forward to 10. We're not doing the pre-show, so we're getting it all done here. So 10 o'clock will be our starting coverage.
Appreciate the update, Lance. Thanks.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
We're coming right back, folks, in the Element Well studio. Kelly Bennett, multimedia journalist with SuperTalk Mississippi News, joins us at 11:20, and then Ashley Edwards at 12:05.